Hello and welcome to class. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a 3D model of a brand new house. We're going to create everything about this house that we can. And what I'd like to do first is you should have received a handout with this floor plan on it. That can either be on paper or it could be in your Canvas course, but you then need to refer to this. So if you'll go ahead and pause the video right now and get that handout. If it has been printed, you will want a printed copy throughout the duration of creating this plan. So go ahead and pause the video right now and get a copy of the printed handout. And we'll be right back. Well, I'm assuming you're back because I'm still talking and you're still listening. Hopefully you have that handout ready. We're going to go over this plan, at least so you get a little familiar with what we're looking at. So this is a 3,000 square foot home. It is meant as kind of a second home for most people. It is a very large house, and there are spaces in this house that you may or may not agree with and that you may want to change. So what I thought I'd do is take a quick tour of the house main floor. We'll look at the other floors a little later as we need to. But what you're looking at here is the main floor. This main floor is 3,000 square feet. This is a very large home. That means if we make the basement the same size, we're now at 6,000 square feet. And if we add a second floor the same size, we're now at 9,000 square feet with 3 bedrooms. That's a very large home. So the real big thing about design, larger is not better. Good design is functional. It meets the needs of the client and that they're satisfied. Bigger does not always make that work. Bigger is often much more difficult. All right, so let's take a look at this. You have a 2-car garage. This garage is 25 feet by 23 feet. That means from the inside wall to the inside wall going horizontally is 25 feet, and vertically from inside to inside is 23 feet. The code says the minimum size for a 2-car garage is 20 foot by 20 foot. That's very tight, and that's probably what most of your homes have. All right, from there we go into the mudroom. There is no numbers here, so we have to determine that as we go. We get a little bit of flexibility on that. You have a laundry room that's a 9 foot by 12. So again, X is the 9, that's horizontal. Y is the 12, that's vertical. You have a half bath or a lavatory, 5 by 7. That's a pretty generous one. You can go a little smaller than that in some cases, but that's a pretty standard size. You have a breakfast eating area, a family room. Now, technically, the way this is laid out, this with the kitchen and a family room combined would be a great room, but you can label them separate if that helps your client understand what's going on more. We have the kitchen. We do have 2 fireplaces. They may or may not be part of your plan. If you don't like fireplaces, we can leave them out. They probably do not have chimneys. With the way the current economy is and the way the codes are and EPA, wood-burning fireplaces are very rare. These are most likely gas insert fireplaces, which means they can direct vent out through the wall and that a chimney is not required. Having 2 in the house is nice, but you may want something a little different in this living room area. So maybe want this to be a little more formal. So you could look at some things here. This little closet right here is definitely something to think about changing. It's a place to store card tables and chairs. So if you are into playing bridge or hearts or poker, then that would be probably something you'd want to keep in your house. If you don't do that kind of entertaining, then you're not going to have a single use for that room whatsoever. We do have some fancy columns here you can change up. We'll show you some different ways of taking that. A dining room. Most dining rooms are becoming a little outdated, meaning people don't use dining rooms. So this is a room that you could turn into another bedroom or into an office if you have a home business or something. So there's some things you could change there. Likewise, this library could be changed as well. Both of these rooms are about the size of a standard bedroom. If for them to be a bedroom, there must be a closet. So that's to take a little bit of space out of this. So just kind of be aware of that. Let's see, we then go into the prime suite, the alpha suite, the master suite, the bedroom number 1, whatever you want to call it, is fine with me. Master works for me because I own my home. My wife and I are the masters of our home. It is our castle. We don't have any slaves. Our kids all moved out. They have their freedom. They can do what they choose. And I know it's a little flippant, but there has been a lot of push to change this. We've called it everything under the sun lately, and I just gave you a liturgy of names. Ensuite has been one. Ensuite just means you've added to it. It doesn't really mean what they want you to think it means. So you have a bedroom that has a bathroom attached to it. That's what it is. This one's kind of a nice space, a very large room. You have a his and her walk-in closets, a water closet or a toilet closet. A water closet is the correct name for a toilet. You have a lavatory in the bathroom. In this case, it has 2. There's one over here in the half bath. That's a fancy name for sink. It's a proper name for a sink. I am not a fan of double sinks, personally. I have very few clients that actually use them. Most of the time, they put a double sink in thinking it's going to increase the value of their home. It does not. All it does is cost you an extra $2,000 to put them in. And most people I've talked to only use one, so they've wasted that money. Most would rather have more countertop space rather than the 2 sinks. Rarely does a couple get dressed and use the bathroom at the exact same time in the morning. If they do, then you'll need the 2 sinks. If not, then talk to your clients about that. We have a large garden tub that has 2 steps going up to it. The library, again, we can modify that a little bit. We do have our stairs that go up to the 2nd floor and down to the basement. The basement stairs have the door. That would imply that the basement could be left unfinished. If the door is not there, then the basement has to be finished, meaning drywall, paint, flooring, and ceiling. So if you don't want to finish it yet, put a door on it. Hide it away. There's some other things we can change, modify on this. This has French doors that go out to the patio. You can change those to sliding glass doors, or maybe you want to have something a little different going on there that you want to try. What else we need to make sure we cover? You got a bay window over on the side here. Kind of fun to do bays. They do help with breakfast nooks a lot. Then we have, most importantly, this wall goes all the way across the plan. That is the only wall that's completely lined up all the way across. Now, usually it's horizontal, but they could be going vertically. But when you find walls that are perfectly aligned, those are bearing walls. They carry the weight of the house. Super important. We do not modify that. They're needed to make sure everything works. So that wall stays put. Anything else can be slightly adjusted. So let's see what we want to adjust. Maybe we want to adjust this mudroom a little bit. We could do that. We can maybe do some changes to the kitchen here. I'm kind of inclining towards taking the fireplace out of the living room and leaving the one in the family room and making some built-in bookcases or something here. Some a little more, or vice versa, maybe one or the other. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on the fireplace thing. Again, it's just a personal preference, but we'll do something to make it good for you. Okay, notice there's stairs coming out of the garage. Super important to know that. All right, so I want you to take a few minutes, look over the plan, get a feel for it. This is the plan we're going to use this term. You're going to create it as quickly as you possibly can and make the best of it. And so hopefully things work well for you. It is a brick wall right now. That's the little 45-degree slash marks going all around it. You are more than welcome to change this exterior of this building. It could be log, it could be stucco, it could be siding, it could be vertical siding, it could be concrete, it could be stone. So you get to choose that. Feel free with that freedom. Start thinking about what you like houses to look like and what you want there, and we will start to go about doing that. Alrighty, folks, go ahead and your next step now is to, after you look at this plan a little bit, get familiar with where to start. We're going to open up Autodesk Revit. That'll be our next video, and get started, at least getting familiar with Revit real quick, and then we'll start building the house. Just so you know, we are going to build, starting with the garage. We're going to start in this lower left corner, and work our way in an organic fashion across. We're not going to do the full perimeter because you spend a lot more time fixing than doing. So always start with one corner and then work your way across. And I'm just using this one because there's the most set of numbers that we can work with. Whereas in the master side, we don't know the size of the closets. We don't know the size of the full bath area. Kind of do. We could start over here pretty easy, but I'm just going to start with the garage because that's what I want to do. Alrighty, so go ahead and shut this video off and open up Autodesk Revit and start the next video.